today. I am going to order community corrections. I am going to order that she be placed on a SoberLink device, given that there's an age issue.
Could she go right?
She can go right now.
Good.
They're usually watching, but if they have a problem, they can call in.
Sounds good.
Usually people don't run over there asking to be put on a device. So
get her over there right now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have fun in Arizona. It's hot.
Yes.
Court calls the case, People versus Aaron Salazar.
People.
Morning, Your Honor. David Chan, on behalf of Aaron Salazar. Your Honor, we do have a plea in this matter in return for the super drunk charge being dismissed. My client will plead to OWI first.
That's correct, Your Honor. The 93-day misdemeanor, $100 to $500 fine, 6 points from his license, and various other Secretary of State sanctions, contrary to 257-6251A. Will dismiss the OWI high VAC. There had recently been not a violation, but a progress report cautioning the defendant to remain compliant with his SoberLink device. Mr. Shan had shared with me some of the explanation as to why there was that late/miss test. So I'm satisfied with that explanation and ready to move forward with this plea should the court accept it.
All right. And that's a correct statement of the plea.
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right,
He cleans residential houses and he takes SoberLink with him. And he left it at a residential house that he cleaned and then had to go back and get the owner to get the SoberLink out of the residential house so he could do the testing. So that is what happened.
May I have him sworn?
Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
Yes, yes.
State your name, please.
Aaron Salazar.
All right. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge of operating while intoxicated. That is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days of jail, a $500 fine plus court cost. The court could order community service and any rehabilitative services the court deems necessary. The court could order your vehicle immobilized, could order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
And understanding that, do you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, I.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Yes, I'm guilty.
You pleading guilty?
Guilty.
All right. Now you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
No trial.
Not right.
That's the stuff that we went through. Yeah.
You understand that you will not have a trial, sir.
I'm sorry. Boss.
Do you understand there'll be no trial?
Oh, yeah.
All right. You signed an advice of rights form today. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any questions regarding any of those rights?
No.
Look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights, which are part of a trial. You understand that you're giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
You understand these?
Yeah, I understand.
All right. You understand you're giving up those rights.
Yeah, you're waiving those. You're giving them up.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he understanding me?
Yes,
Because I've got to make sure that he does.
Yes, he does. And that's why I'm slowing down because you speak really quickly and he does.
So that's the second insult Shane has given my court today. The first one when I wasn't out here, but was reported to me.
I did that.
No,
that is
you
not
said
an
it,
insult.
and I know you said it. Now you just did that. Now, that first one was about how hard I think I work my staff.
It was an honest,
and then this
honest
was just
statement.
a direct attack on me. All right. So no, I won't hold that against you. All right. But is he understanding?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. All right. So you understand you're not going to have a trial. You're waiving all of the rights that are on this form.
I understand.
All right. You understand that you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yeah, I understand.
All right. Are you on probation or parole?
Yeah. I understand.
That's beyond bond.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you under the jurisdiction of any other court?
No.
All right. Have you ever been to prison for longer than a year?
Okay.
Have you ever been to prison?
Yeah.
Have you been to prison
The president, well,
in the United States? Have you ever been to prison? Not jail, prison.
Yeah.
Okay. Council approach person. Record should reflect that it had a bench conference with council. I'm going to stop the plea at this time. I'm going to adjourn this matter out June 4th, 2025, 9 a.m. And we'll take care of submission. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Bond will continue. Court does call the case of the people versus Sarah Orr.
Testimony for the people.
Sherilyn Foster Tucker on behalf of Sarah Orr.
Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. What,
Where we first?
briefly, yes. Never going to get through this. In fact, we've had a bench conference in this case.
Yes, Your Honor, and there has been an offer extended to the defendant to plead to an added count of failure to report $1,000 damage accident, 90-day misdemeanor, $100 fine, and 0 points, contrary to MCL 257622. In exchange for that plea, count 1 will be dismissed.
That is correct, Your Honor. And Ms. Orr does wish to accept that offer today. And I have handed the court an advice of rights form.
May I have her sworn, please?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name.
Sarah Orr.
No. Ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you're going to plead guilty to the charge of failure to report an accident. It's damage over $1,000. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days and a $500 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. Understanding that, you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You
Sorry.
signed an advice of rights form, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Any question regarding any of those rights?
No.
Please look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
I do, Your
You
Honor.
understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily?
Yes.
Of your own free will,
Yes,
because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
yes, Your Honor.
On May 22nd, 2024, at the location of Moon Road near Michigan Avenue, Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Were you involved in an accident?
Yes, Your Honor.
What happened?
So I was in the yield lane or the merge lane, whatever it's called. And the other guy was in the through lane and we were at the red light. And when we were driving through, I got in front of him and then he got into the turn in lane. And then he says he was going to turn, but I don't think he was because of the way the damage is, he hit the front of my car and the front of his car. So he was trying to get back in front of me.
You're
But then
heading,
we collect-
you're heading north.
Correct.
You were heading toward Ann Arbor.
No, away.
You were heading away from
So
Ann Arbor.
south.
So you were coming past the Walmart,
Yes,
heading out.
right. Where State Street turns into Moon Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so you had this collision. Did you immediately stop your vehicle?
I did not. I was a little scared, so I did not.
Okay, you didn't stop. Did you immediately report that to the nearest and most convenient police
I did
station?
not.
You did not. Would you dispute that the aggregate amount of damage that can include repair cost was in excess of $1,000?
For mine or for his?
Total.
So you obviously don't know how much his vehicle.
Right, correct.
But would you dispute that if he says it was more than 1,000, would you dispute that?
I didn't see the damage, so I don't know.
We can stipulate that it
You'll
was over
stipulate that
1,000.
the damage, total amount of damage to both vehicles was in excess of 1,000, including repair cost. You'll stipulate to
Yes.
that, counsel. All right. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
People are satisfied.
Defense is satisfied.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Defendant is referred to probation for pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing in this matter will be
June 25th. At 9 a.m.
June 25th, 2025, 9 a.m.
And Your Honor, I do not expect a restitution. I do believe the insurance covered everything.
Covered everything. Okay, fantastic. All right. Thank you. All right, bond will continue. You'll stop down at probation on the way out. just to
Okay.
Check out. All right.
Okay, thank
Thank you,
you.
Your Honor.
Thank you. Court does call the case people versus Michael Klustra.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Morning, Anna Uwe Das with and on behalf of Mr. Klustra standing to my right. Mike, please state your name for the judge.
Michael Klustra.
All right.
We have an adjourned plea trial, had discussions with Ms. Landy. Make counsel approach, please.
Yes, briefly,
Thank you.
folks.
Today's the day.
I got a whole
I
lot
know.
of cases.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're looking for another adjournment if we could. I don't know how long Ms. Landy thinks it might need to be.
I will accommodate the defense council schedule.
I'll do the 18th, 2025 at 9 a.m. If you think what you're working on is going to take longer, then let the court know and we'll figure that out.
Thank you.
Very
All
good.
right, thank you. Court does call the case, people versus Gabriel Boyd.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Good morning, Judge. Rita Sparge on behalf of Ms. Gabrielle Boyd. Judge, I had a very lengthy conversation with my client last night. I am quite shocked she's not here this morning and very surprised. I'm hoping that she's okay. So I'm just asking if you could just pass it for a moment. I've been trying to get in touch with her, but this is quite shocking. She's in here every single time, so I hope that
So it was a good conversation?
yes, very good
Okay, all right.
conversation.
I don't know, maybe you were yelling at her.
No, it was not anything bad. That's
No,
why I'm a little
okay.
bit, I'm a little bit worried about it. If you could just pass it.
I'll pass.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Court does call the case, people versus Rebecca Dilworth.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
On behalf of Ms. Dilworth, not sure she's logged into Zoom yet, Judge.
And Your Honor, I have prepared a nollie in this case if she's not, and the court's received it yet.
I don't have Miss Dilworth.
With the case, Judge, we are asking that the court excuse her presence. We are expecting a dismissal from the people anyway.
You're moving to dismiss.
That's fine. Yeah, it works on its way. It should be here anytime now.
Okay. No, thank you, Judge.
Case is dismissed. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley.
Court does call the case of the people versus Natasha Olmos.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Kyle Burdell on behalf of Natasha Olmos, who's approaching the podium. And Ms. Olmos, please state your name for the record.
Hi, good morning, Natasha Olmos.
Thank you. What are we doing?
So, Your Honor, we are currently in plea negotiations. I believe we can come to a resolution soon. We are asking for an adjournment in this matter. I believe the court was giving June 4th or the 18th.
Yes.
I'd ask for the 18th. I'm not available on the 4th.
People picking their dates again. June 18th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
And if we maybe heard us to bond.
Yes.
Thank
Go
you,
ahead.
Judge. So, Your Honor, Miss Olmos has been on a sober scram tether since the inception of this case. She's had no issues. There's been no positive tests, nothing with the tether. We are asking that.
Operating with an occupant less than 16.
Yes, Judge.
She'll remain on the tether if that's what you're going to ask.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus Arello Beavers.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate on behalf of Mr. Beavers, who should be present via Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute and state your name for the court?
I don't have him there either.
Your Honor, I did speak to him.
Arello Beavers? We have no response.
Your Honor, I did speak to him and did anticipate that he would be here today. I don't have an explanation for his failure to appear. For the record, I'd request an adjournment.
Beavers? No, not here. Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond is set in the amount of $5,000. I'll give a 10% privilege. That warrant will issue immediately.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court does call the cases of the people versus Byron Blair.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate on behalf of Mr. Blair, Your Honor, who I do not believe is present.
Cedric Blair.
Oh, Cedric Blair.
Hello, who are you? That's Cedric Blair. That's not Byron.
I believe so, Your Honor, based on his voice. So as to Mr. Byron Blair, Your Honor, he does not have a working phone number. He is usually a resident of the Delana Center. I did send him an email and I did not hear back. To that end, I do not have an explanation for his failure to appear, and for the record would request an adjournment.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond is set in the amount of $5,000. I'll give a 10% privilege on it. Thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus Cedric Blair.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Cedric Blair, who should be present via Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute and state your name for the court?
Cedric Blair.
All right, what are we doing?
Thank you, Your Honor. There is a resolution in this matter to which my client will be pleading no contest to the added count of retail fraud in the third degree, and in exchange, count one will be dismissed.
That's correct, Your Honor. That is contrary to MCL 7503560 as in dog 4, 93 misdemeanor, $500 fine or trouble amount.
Sir, please raise your right hand. You'll need to unmute now, Mr. Blair.
I was trying to.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
State your name again for the record.
Cedric Blair.
All right, you can put your hand down. Mr. Blair, it is this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty to the charge of retail fraud in the third degree. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court cost. Fine could be increased to 3 times the value of the property taken. If that's greater than $500, that becomes the maximum fine. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And understanding all of that, do you still wish to plead guilty?
If I may, Your Honor.
Or plead no contest, I'm sorry.
Thank you. That's what I was just about to say. Excuse me, Your Honor.
All right. Do you understand what a no contest plea is?
Yes.
All right. 2 things about it I have to make sure that you understand. First thing is that it means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest this charge. You understand that?
Yes.
Second thing you need to understand about it is it means that the court is going to treat you the same as though you had pled guilty for the purposes of sentencing. You understand that?
Yes.
Basis of the no contest plea.
Potential civil liability, Your Honor.
So, sir, to that charge, how do you plead?
No contest.
Now, you understand that by pleading no contest, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
All right. You signed an advice of rights form, is that correct?
That's correct.
Any questions regarding any of those rights?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that you'll be giving up your trial rights, which are described in paragraph 5, as well as all of the rights that are contained on that form.
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole? That was a question, sir. Are you on probation or parole? Did he freeze?
Yes, he did. He's here.
Okay, there we go.
He's
There we
back.
go.
Okay. Are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today to get you to plead?
No, sir.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, sir.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The court has been handed and has reviewed Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety report for their case number 2416486. Any objection to the court having reviewed that report?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Based upon a review of that report, the court does find that there is a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of this offense. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Before satisfied.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of no contest to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Defendants referred to probation for a pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing in this matter will be
June 25th at 9 a.m.
June 25th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond will continue. I don't have probation. I do. All right. Bond will continue. Sir, wait on the line. We're going to put you into a breakout room with my probation department so we can start the sentencing process.
Excuse me. Hello?
Yes.
You said I'm just automatically on probation. I'm just curious.
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. That's why I was asking, Your Honor. No disrespect.
All right. But my probation department will interview you and will make a determination. So you need to wait on the line. You'll go into a breakout room with my probation department so we can start the process.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Blair.
Court calls the
Thank
case,
you.
People versus Candace Brooks.
Pursuant to
You got to come closer to the microphone. This is your first time doing this, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Take your best shot.
Your Honor, Christina Barrick-Darian requesting permission to practice pursuant to Michigan Court Rule 8.120 under supervision of Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Ashley Lonnie.
I won't embarrass you by going through the series of questions. I did that the other day. I know where you're from, where you are, right? You're at Wayne State, right?
Yes.
Okay, good school. You like Wayne State? No, you do? Okay, we'll let her practice. Permission to practice is granted.
Your Honor, Christina Barrick-Darian to the people. Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Ms. Brooks. Ms. Brooks, can you unmute and state your name for the record, please?
Candace.
Okay.
Your Honor, we are requesting an adjournment. Just want a little bit more time to talk to the people about a potential offer.
Hearing no objection, I'll adjourn this matter June 4th, 2025, 9 a.m. Thank you. Court calls the case of the people versus Jason Brooks.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Brooks. Oh, thanks. Please state your name.
Jason Brooks.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, I am requesting an adjournment. I was unable to speak with Mr. Brooks prior to today. I'll get updated contact information, just make sure we have the right number for him before he leaves the building.
All right, June 4th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. Court calls the case of the people versus Zachary Burlett.
Ask the line of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Burlett, who should be present via Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute and state your name for the court?
Zachary Burlett.
There he is. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have discussed this matter with the people, and it was my understanding that this was going to be a dismissal. Oh, sorry.
What did you say?
Just getting my notes pulled up. Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
One moment to clear off my screens. That's correct, Your Honor. We are going to be dismissing this case.
So certainly no objection to that.
Case is dismissed. All right. Thank you, Mr. Burlett. Take care.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Burlett.
Court does call the case of the people versus Justin Goltowski.
Ask the line of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate on behalf of Mr. Goltowski, who I do not believe is present, Your Honor.
He's in.
Oh, he's in Zoom. Perfect. So then my message got to him.
State your name, sir.
Justin Goltowski.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're probably going to need an adjournment.
I am respectfully requesting an adjournment. I was able to speak to, I believe it was his roommate yesterday, so I'm glad the message got passed along. That is excellent news. But I do need to talk to Mr. Goltowski himself regarding his case, so I'd ask for an
June
adjournment.
4th, 2025, 9 a.m. All right. Thank you, sir.
I got a phone number for you. It's for my attorney, if you don't mind.
What'd you say?
I have a new phone number for my attorney, if you don't
Okay,
mind.
I don't want you broadcasting it that way.
Okay.
So you can call the clerk's office and give it, or let me give you the public defender's office number.
Okay.
It's area code 734
Yep.
222-6970. Call them, give them your updated phone number, as well as making sure that your email that they have is correct, and then you'll be all set.
Okay, yes. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case of the people versus Isa Awad.
Ask the line of the people.
Isa Awad.
Your Honor, this should be Ms. Deborah Ford. I don't.
I'm here. I'm here.
Who are? Okay.
I'm here.
Oh, there's Miss Ford's here.
Yes, Deborah Geraldine Bledsoe Ford on behalf of Isa Awad.
All right. And Mr. Awad?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I need you to turn on your camera, state your name.
Isa Awad, and my camera's not working. Give me 1 second. I fix it.
Okay, well. All right, and Miss Ford, you can verify that that's your client?
Yes, that's my client.
All right, what are we doing?
I'd ask that the matter be continued to June 18th. I would at 9 appear in person. My client has stated all along that he wants a jury trial, and I'd like to talk to the other side and see if we can negotiate anything. If not, then go further.
Can't do that by the 4th?
I feel it would be a strain.
June 18th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you
That's gonna
very
have to
much.
be in, that's gonna have to be in person because he doesn't have a camera.
I'll be in
So that
person.
that hearing's in person.
We will be in person. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, no, do this, let's get this done. Court calls. Cases of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jason David Allen. All 9 of his files.
Ashley Lundy for the people in all matters.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Allen, who should be present via Zoom from Don Parham. Sir, can you please unmute and state your name for the court?
Jason Allen.
Thank you, Your Honor. There is a resolution of all 9 of these matters today, Your Honor. I don't know if Ms. Lundy would prefer to put the resolution on the record, or I could do so.
I am happy to do that. Your Honor, chart 22410696. The defendant will plead no contest to this charge to retail fraud in the 2nd degree.
Hang on, which case?
696.
696, he's pleading no contest.
As charged.
As charged, all right. Got it?
698.
Yes. He's doing what?
No contest to an added count for retail fraud in the 3rd. Dismiss count 1, count retail fraud 2nd.
That's no contest to that charge also.
Yes, sir.
They're all no contest
Yes, sir.
from the reports I read. Okay, I hope they are. All right. Go ahead.
697.
Yes.
He'll be pleading no contest to an added count to a retail fraud in the 3rd degree, dismissing count 1 retail fraud in the 2nd degree.
All right. Okay.
328.
Yes.
No contest is charged to retail fraud in the 3rd degree.
Okay. Okay.
And lastly, 278.
Yes.
There'll be no contest to an added count to a retail fraud in the 3rd degree, dismissing count 1 retail fraud in the 2nd degree.
Okay.
Case 699. And don't please, dismissal cases now, 699.
700 and 2419, and then 218 would be dismissed.
That's correct. Restitution for all cases and all counts.
So basically, he's pleading to 5 counts of retail fraud 3rd degree.
1 retail fraud 2nd, 4 retail fraud 3rds.
Okay, hang on a second. Got it. Okay, 696, he's pleading to retail fraud in 2nd degree.
Exactly right, Your Honor.
Why, I don't know, but is that correct? Is that a correct statement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor, and that is what I discussed with my client, and that is what he would like to do today.
All right, Mr. Allen, raise your
Yes,
right
sir.
hand, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state your name for the record, please, sir.
Jason Allen.
All right. Mr. Allen, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading no contest to 1 count of retail fraud in the 2nd degree. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, a $2,000 fine plus court costs. The fine could be increased to 3 times the value of the property taken. If that's greater than $2,000, that would become the maximum fine. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that also you'll be pleading no contest to 4 charges of retail fraud in the 3rd degree. Those are misdemeanors punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. The fine could be increased at 3 times the value of the property taken. If that's greater than $500, that would be the maximum fine. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand what a no contest plea is?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, 2 things about a no contest plea is that I have to make sure that you understand is that first of all, it means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest any of these charges. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
The second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court's going to treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Basis for the no contest plea in these cases?
Potential civil liability, Your Honor.
All right. So, sir, to the charge of retail fraud 2nd degree, how do you plead?
No contest, Your Honor.
To the charge of retail fraud 3rd degree as contained in the case ending in 698 with an offense date of March 12, 2024, how do you plead?
No contest, Your Honor.
To that same charge of retail fraud in the 3rd degree contained in the case ending in 697 with an offense date of March 17, 2024, how do you plead?
No contest, Your Honor.
To the charge of retail fraud 3rd degree as contained in the case ending in 328 with an offense date of 8/29 of 2023, how do you plead?
No contest, Your Honor.
To retail fraud 3rd degree as contained in the case ending in 278 with an offense date of November 27, 2023, how do you plead?
No contest, Your Honor.
All right, now you understand that by pleading no contest, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
You signed an advice of rights form, is that correct, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any question regarding any of those rights?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Looking at paragraph 5, those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading no contest, you're giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
I am a participant of Judge Junkies drug court.
All right, so you're on probation. Well, were you on probation at the time of any of these offenses?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody threatened you or coerced you?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing this voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
And of your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The court has been provided and has reviewed Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety report in the case ending in 696, the report number 23-14001. In the case ending in 698, the public safety report and case number 244086. In the case ending in 697, court has reviewed the police report 244362. In the case ending in 328, court has reviewed the police report and police report case number 23-12936. And in the case ending in 278, court has reviewed police report ending in 2318100. Since I've read all those, counsel, is there any objection to the court having reviewed those reports?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court in each of those reports does find a sufficient factual basis in which the court could find the defendant guilty of the offenses as alleged, or sufficient evidence of defendant's guilt in those cases. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's pleas?
People are satisfied.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's pleas in all of these cases to count 2 or to retail fraud second in case 696, and in the other matters to retail fraud third. The other cases, as indicated on the record, are no longer with me. Those matters are dismissed. All
Thank you, Your
right.
Honor.
Defendant is referred to probation for pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing in these matters will be June 25th, 2025, 9 a.m. Defendant's bond in all of these cases will continue. Mr. Allen, I need you to wait online. We're going to put you into a breakout room with my probation department
Sure,
so
thank
that
you.
we can begin the sentencing process. Okay, sir?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Allen.
Thanks, Natalie.
What's all that? Court does call the case of the People versus Lisa Keebler.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
It's only 9 or 10.
9.
Oh, yes, I see that.
Good morning, Judge. John Shea with and on behalf of Ms. Keebler.
Your name?
Lisa Keebler.
Thank you.
May we approach?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Record should reflect we had a bench conference in this case. I will adjourn this matter out to July 2nd without objection, 2025 at 9 a.m. Would also indicate that the defendant is to report over to community corrections for switching of her devices from a sober link to a scram tether.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
I will be in touch with Ms. Landy and hopefully we'll move this case forward next time.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Pardon? Okay, do I have any I can call in this block? I'll try to get them. Well, no, I've still got, is your,
She should be on Zoom, Judge. She was on Zoom, then got kicked out for some reason, probably something she did, probably pressed the wrong button, and now she's getting on back again.
you have it?
She is not currently.
All
I
right.
just resent her the Zoom ID again. She got.
We'll get you if there's anything I can do from that block and then before I take a break
Yes.
and try to
I
get some
can
of
give
these
you
folks out.
these,
So we don't fall.
And I can start calling and custodies if you.
Let's just roll them while we can. Court calls the case of the people versus Nadia Cosley. Good morning, sir. Yoo-hoo. Cosley.
In the 10 a.m. block. Oh, that's me. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
No, it's okay. You guys were in some, I don't know what kind of conversation you were in. You were in some conversation. I was willing to wait. The only reason I said anything is because of Alan. No,
Well, thank you, Alan. I appreciate the heads up. Good morning. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Ms. Cosley, who should be on Zoom.
she is.
So we're here for one, well, I'd ask her to state her name first, please. Ms. Cosley, can you unmute and state your name for the record?
Nadia Cosley.
All right.
So we're here for trial, and then there's a,
There's another case.
correct. We've waived formal reading and stand due to those charges, Your Honor.
All right. On our other matter, that being the case ending in 513, defendant waives for reading stands mute. All right.
And then as for pre-trials, I'd ask for an adjournment of both cases. She's working on getting her license back.
Okay, where is she in that process?
Ms. Cosley, do you know what you need to do to get your license back?
Yes, I just have to pay my insurance ticket. I got it suspended because I didn't pay the ticket. I'm just working with my manager to get my money.
Oh,
I've just been working. I'm in
so-
college and I'm paying rent.
Hold on.
So I'm just getting the money to pay the
You said a
ticket.
lot there. Hold on a second.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So you got to pay the insurance case because you're suspended because of that, right?
Yes, because I got into an accident with no insurance and I never paid the ticket.
Got it. And that's the ticket we just arraigned her on? Or is it another one?
There's another no insurance, I believe. But I have insurance now. I have car insurance now.
Civil infraction, no proof of insurance. Civil infraction, no proof of insurance.
Yeah, she didn't pay that ticket, so then Secretary of State suspended.
Suspended her license and now we have this new one.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So how much time is she gonna need to straighten this whole mess out she's created?
And I will say for the record, she does now have insurance on the vehicle.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
Right. So she's making progress. She just has to get the money to pay that ticket off.
To pay that ticket off. Can she do it by the 18th of June? Subway pays well. She'll get it.
My birthday
June
is
8th.
also this week, so I'll get birthday money.
What'd you say?
My birthday's next week, so I'll get birthday money.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
June 18th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued. All right, thank you. Well, I'll have to set a personal recognizance bond in her other matter. I'll just give a personal recognizance $5,000 bond. All right, thank you. Court, let's call the case of the people versus Sean Chernley.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Digital Township.
And actually,
Which one's in the ring?
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Charnley. Mr. Charnley, please state your name for the record.
Before we go on to the other case, Mr. Chernley, you have a new matter before me. That case alleges that on or about March 24th, 2024, at the location Carpenter Road in Pittsfield Township, that you did possess drug paraphernalia. You understand the nature of that charge, sir?
I do.
And that's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days, $500 fine plus court costs. You understand that, sir?
I do.
All right. Do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
I do.
All right. This is a public defender case.
Your Honor, pertaining to the arraignment, we'll waive formal reading and stand mute to the charges.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea.
As for all the pretrials, we're asking to adjourn all of them. Mr. Charnley is up in court, and we're kind of just seeing what happens on those. His next dates on those are June 5th.
Right.
Well, he has some May 29th. The latest date is June 5th. So I'm asking,
June 18th date.
yeah, I'm asking
What a date after those.
after June 5th, right?
All right. So, well, on his new case, I'll order standard conditions: no assault behavior, no possession of weapons, no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. I'll adjourn all of these matters then to June 18th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond and the other matters will continue.
thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I did not. 5,000. 10%. She's okay. Hang on. Let me do this one real quick. Court calls the case People versus Billy Cobb Gully.
Actually, for people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate on behalf of Mr. Cobb Gully, who should be present via Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute and state your name for the record?
Billy Cobb Gully.
Thank you, Your Honor. As to the case itself, there is a resolution to which my client will be pleading no contest to the added count 2 of OWI, and in exchange, count 1 will be dismissed.
That's correct, Your Honor. That added count 2 of operating while intoxicated first offense, 93-day misdemeanor, $100 to $500 fine, 6 points, and various license sanctions is contrary to MCL 2576251A. I believe it will be a no contest.
Sir, can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right. State your name for the record, please.
Billy Cobb Gully.
All right. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading no contest to the charge of operating while intoxicated. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. The court could order any rehabilitative services or community service the court deems necessary. The court could also order your vehicle immobilized, could order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what a no contest plea is?
Yes, sir.
2 things about a no contest plea I have to make sure that you understand. The first thing is that it means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest this charge. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court will treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Basis for the no contest plea.
Potential civil liability, Your Honor.
Sir, to the charge of operating while intoxicated, how do you plead?
No contest.
Now you understand that by pleading no contest, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, sir.
You signed an advice of rights form, is that correct?
That is correct.
Any question regarding any of those rights?
No, sir.
Looking at paragraph 5, those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand by pleading no contest, you're giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes, sir.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, sir.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead no contest?
No, sir.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, sir.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes, sir.
All right, the court has been handed in, or has been provided and has reviewed Michigan Department of State Police report for their case number 9303-24. Any objection to the court having reviewed that report?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
On a review of that report, the court does find that there's a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of this offense. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Before satisfied.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Defendant is referred to Von Schwartz for an alcohol screening and assessment and the victim's impact panel. Sentencing in this matter will be June 25th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond with its conditions will continue. Mr. Gully, wait. I need you to wait on the line. We're going to put you into a breakout room with my probation department so we can start the sentencing process. All right, sir?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court calls the case People versus Stephen Grisbeck.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Digital Township.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Mr. Grisbeck. Mr. Grisbeck, please state your name for the record.
Stephen Grisbeck.
What are we doing?
Your Honor, we're asking for an adjournment of this pretrial of the possession of drug paraphernalia case.
Okay.
He's currently serving a sentence on his domestic violence case. I've been in communication with, and just, I guess, for the court's knowledge and Mr. Grisbeck's knowledge, I have been in touch with Ms. Pilara. He's at risk of losing his Section 8 housing. I know Mr. Bernstein handled that DV case. I know the court's aware of that. So she may, if he continues with the domestic violence classes, may move up his review hearing to June. They recommend that the court.
We were trying to move his case closer so his certificate or in the housing wasn't in jeopardy.
I have 9 days before the 93 days is up.
I have him in custody for 55.
Your sentence is up in 9 days?
The voucher.
Oh, the voucher. You have 9 days left on that.
Are you saying that because of the amount of time you've been in custody?
Correct.
So how much longer do you have on the DV classes? You were doing the ones in jail.
Yeah, I already did 5 classes.
How many are there?
There's 12-week class. I've already done 5 of them.
You're about halfway through.
Correct.
All right. So I know we were trying to get him to a certain point so they didn't lose that. But so I'll adjourn this pretrial to June 4th, 2025, 9 a.m. I don't want to go, if we have to do another adjournment, we'll do it. But you've been in contact with Ms. Pilara?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I don't know where you guys are in your discussions, but then have Ms. Pilara get in touch with me so we can see if we can maintain his housing security.
Okay.
Okay.
I appreciate it. And if I may ask, is his bond on this case personal bond? If we do resolve the DV case issue?
I do, yes.
Okay.
I think the last time we were in, we were talking about his housing. I set a PR in this case.
Okay.
So that everything will be clear.
So if I get released, would I be on a GPS tether, correct, on the DV?
I'm not sure under what terms we would do the release. Okay, or that we're going to do it even. I know that we were trying to make everything work out for you on that. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Court recalls for the second time. Case versus Gabrielle Boyd.
Morning, Judge Ada Spahich, on behalf of Ms. Gabrielle Boyd, who's present via Zoom. Judge, again, thank you so much for passing this matter.
Ms. Boyd, can you state your name, please?
Yes, Your Honor, Gabrielle Elise Boyd.
Your counsel told me to issue a bench warrant. She told me, she said, go out and find her. I had faith that she'd show up. I'm just letting you know.
I'm so sorry, Your Honor. I would never leave you guys. I would never do that. I would never stand off like that.
Thank you, Judge. I
It's
appreciate
okay.
it.
No.
Fire me and then what are we gonna do then?
No, the reality is your client, your counsel stood up for you and had me pass it and everything and had me not issue the bench warrant.
I appreciate that so much.
All right.
Thank you so much, Judge. Last time we were here, we adjourned the pretrial because I needed some time for discovery. I have received all discovery. I have reviewed it. I am speaking with the sister counsel with respect to just if there's a way that we can resolve this case. There might be some potential legal issues in the case. I just needed some more time to discuss it with Ms. Landy because we might be able to resolve it short of me filing a motion. So that was just going to be a quick adjournment, and I wanted to address the bond as well, Judge.
All right. So will the 4th be enough time for you? Or
So, Judge, this is another thing. If I could, I know. I'm sorry, Judge. I know.
No, go ahead.
We're
taking all day with this case anyway.
I know. I might as well, you know. I am going to be going out of town to visit my family back home in Bosnia. So I work when I'm there as a sole petitioner. I can't really take a lot of time off. So I work while I'm there. So I'm going to be appearing via Zoom. If you could give me the June 18th date, just because I'm traveling on that 3rd and 4th, it takes a long time to get there. If you could give me the 18th date, I can appear via Zoom. If this is okay with you, Your Honor, and obviously allow my client to appear via Zoom. I will be working. I will be in communications with Ms. Landy.
That's fine. We'll do that for you.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
All right. June 18th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Judge. And
as your invite indicates, yes, that's the bond.
just with the bond, yes. Judge, you previously granted my client a request to travel with her family on a cruise starting tonight, until May 31st.
I did that?
Yes, Judge, that was granted. However, I did not take into consideration the travel time back from Europe. So she's actually coming back June 1st. So I was going to ask for just that one additional day. I didn't want her to just assume that she can come back on June 1st without asking you directly, Judge.
I'm trying to see, did I sign an order? I did. Okay. And so you travel. So your travel date is the 1st of June.
So we fly back the 31st from Barcelona, but apparently time-wise, since they're 6 hours ahead, it will be the next day. So that's what my mom told me, at least, is that we will be arriving early on the 1st, but we will be departing for travel on the 31st.
You know what? You've got till June 2nd to get back. I'm not going to do international datelines or anything. I'm done with that. So you have till June 2nd.
Okay, I'll for sure be back by June 2nd, for sure.
Perfect, Judge. And then one more request, and I will leave you alone,
wow,
Judge.
really?
I swear, I know you're gonna make fun of me. At least I don't come
It's
visit that
my
often.
No,
So,
you don't.
You know,
but you're here. There's a lot of requests. Go ahead.
yes, Judge. So my client has twin sisters who are who have their last performance as the lead of their Broadway musical in New York. So the whole family is going to that show from June.
So they're
6th
going to
through
Barcelona and New York.
No,
in June.
So
That's in June.
Yes.
So that's from June 6th to the 9th, and I'm respectfully requesting that you allow my client to travel to New York with her family from the 6th to the 9th to attend the show, the musical, that her twin sisters are participating in.
So hold it. She's going to Barcelona. She comes back. I've given her to June 2nd.
Correct.
She's then going to basically catch her breath, and then she's off to New York.
And then
Yes, which is going to be very tough because I travel to Europe quite a lot and it's exhausting.
My twin sister has been the lead of a Broadway musical for the last year and a half. Her last.
So hold on. It's not your. So it's your twin.
It's my twin sister. She's my twin.
Oh,
yes.
There's like two of them.
Yes.
Well, there's like 5.
There's
5 daughters.
I know, but there's 5 daughters.
I believe
Yes.
so, right, Miss Boyd? Okay.
Yes, there's 5 of us total, and she is extremely hardworking, a U of M musical theater graduate. It's really important to her that I be at her last show, she's expressed to me. And
She
I also,
wants her twin there,
she has stated that to me very clearly that she wants me
so
to,
I'm supposed to do this for her.
for me, Your Honor, because I would really love to be there to support her. I would be traveling via train with my grandfather to take him because he it would be his last opportunity to see her. So
Oh,
it's
okay,
yeah.
you sold me. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
Thank you, Ms.
What
Moore.
dates, what dates are there?
June
June
6th to June 9th. We will be back the 9th.
Council, if you can prepare an order.
I will, Judge.
Like just, that includes both of your clients.
I will make sure I prepare a new order.
All right,
It'll include both, and I'll make sure I file that today.
thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you so
Take
much for your
care.
patience. Thank you, Ms.
And
Boyd.
Godspeed to all of you on your journeys.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. I know, I will. Court calls the case People versus James Jan. Do I what? I don't know. I'm gonna, yeah, at some point I've got a break. Because I've been going a while here, but.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Jantz, who stands to my right, please state your name for the record, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. There is a resolution in this matter to which Mr. Jantz will be accepting the offer extended by Mr. Stiller, pleading guilty to the charge of MCL 257326, and in exchange, count 1 will be dismissed.
So, Your Honor, I move that count 2 allowing an ineligible person to drive, MCL 257. You accept that guilty plea, and move to dismiss the original charge.
Have him sworn.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yeah.
Yes.
State your name.
James Jackson. Sir, this is court's understanding you're gonna plead guilty to the charge of allowing an ineligible driver to operate a motor vehicle. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days jail, $100 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes.
Still wish to plead guilty? To that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
You signed an advice of rights form today, is that correct?
Yes.
Any question regarding any of those rights?
No.
Look at paragraph 5, you'll see a copy up there. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes.
Bless you. You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right?
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole? Has anybody promised you anything in order to get you to plead? Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
And because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
Yeah.
On the date. Oh, no, she's coming back. On the date of January 21st, 2018. Is it 18 or 19?
31.
2019. Location of Carpenter Road near Washtenaw Avenue in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan. Did you have custody or control of a motor vehicle?
Yes.
Did you allow someone who is otherwise ineligible, maybe inclusive of yourself, to operate that motor vehicle?
Yes.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Anything you want to say before I impose sentence in this case?
Just briefly, Your Honor, I would ask the court to consider sentencing my client to the state minimum fees and time served. It's my understanding he served about 31 days in custody. He's being held on another matter on a $10,000 bond. I would ask, given that, the court would consider the state minimum and time served for sentence.
Is there anything you want to say?
No.
$125 statutory fees, 31 days in jail, credit 31, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls the case People versus Ashton Ebler.
People.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Ebler, who appears via Zoom. Sir, can you please state your name for the court?
Ashton Ebler. All right, what are we doing?
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe we are very close to a resolution. I'm respectfully requesting a very brief adjournment. I did provide some documentation to the people, and I believe they just need to check with the officer in charge.
June 4th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Court calls the case People versus Carl Tinsley.
People,
Is that what Johnson was here on?
yes.
Is that, you gotta watch, Alan, did you see him sitting over there in the corner? He was hiding. He comes in here and hides. Go ahead.
Good morning, man. Please, this Honorable Court, Kareem Johnson, on behalf of Carl Tinsley, who's approaching from custody.
They're bringing. Your name, sir?
Carl Tinsley.
Thank you. Just step over. Yeah, there you go. All right. Okay, what are we doing?
Your Honor, we ask this matter be set for jury trial.
All right. Jury final settlement conference, June 6, 2025, 9 a.m. Jury selection, if necessary, June 9th, 2025 at 8:30. Both of those proceedings are in person.
Your Honor,
I'm sorry. What I'd like to speak about.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, counsel first.
I have jury selection Lawrence Buckner in the Ypsilanti District Court on June 9th.
Jury selection?
Yes, Your Honor.
Before Judge Barr?
Yes, Your Honor.
It'll be here.
Okay.
We all select on the same day.
All right.
So.
Your Honor, if I may, so Mr. Johnson and I have a fundamental difference in strategy. There's no point in us moving forward together on this case. Mr. Johnson is representing me in circuit court. I've submitted a motion to have Mr. Johnson remove his counsel in that case.
Why?
Excuse me?
Why?
Why? Because Mr. Johnson is totally uninterested in this case, in that case, in this case
Mr. Tinsley, you've been before me before, and I'm just gonna tell you this.
Okay.
I haven't known Mr. Johnson necessarily all that long.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you for maybe about the past year plus that he's been appearing before this court, there has not been a client that he has walked into this court where he has not been interested in their case and zealously representing his defendant. So I don't believe you. You coming before telling me that about this attorney, I don't believe it for 1 minute. Not 1 minute. I think because you've been before, is that you're probably not listening to him. He is advising you. I can guarantee he's protecting every right you have.
And you'd be absolutely wrong.
Fullest.
I have not seen, this gentleman has told me he's going to show up to see me countless times at the county jail. He has not. I've been waiting over 2 years for discovery in another case at all. This gentleman doesn't answer his phone. You're making these assertions without having personal experience.
I'm done.
I'm
done.
If you want to file a tool for defense.
If you want to file, Mr. Tinsley, you're done. You're done. You are done.
Yeah, I think I need to respond to the 2-year comment. Mr. Tinsley does have a matter that's been pending for 2 years. I'm the 4th attorney on that matter.
I know.
I have only been representing him since April. When I go to speak to him, he doesn't want to talk about what I want to talk about, Giannis.
I know.
I just want to clear that up for the record.
And Mr. Johnson, I meant my words sincerely. I've dealt with Mr. Tinsley before. This is a game he plays. So I'm done.
All right.
You're still on this case, regrettably, but you're still on it. All right. Take care, sir. Court calls the case, People versus Otis Elliott.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Mr. Elliott. Mr. Elliott, please state your name for the record.
Otis Elliott.
You know, my client and I have spoken about this case. We are asking for an adjournment. It's a little bit old. We are going to do investigation into some things, speak to people about.
Well, it's old because he was like bench warrant.
He wasn't bench.
He was like 2 years. That's why it's old.
Yeah, but he's back here now, so.
Well, kinda. All right.
Hopefully we'll get things back
So you
on
want
track.
another adjournment to what day? What, you want the 18th or
I'll
the
take
4th?
18 if that's okay. Thank you.
You're gonna come back, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. June 18th, 2025, 9 a.m. All right. Take care. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus North Hasham.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate on behalf of Mr. Sham, who stands to my right. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Okay, Sam.
How you doing?
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Thank you, Your Honor. I do want to apologize to my client. I did just find out this morning that he was in custody, so I was.
Me too.
So, which explains why he didn't respond to me. He does.
I was calling the case and I expected maybe okay. Okay.
So, it's he's not being held on this case, Your Honor. I'd request a brief adjournment to probably get that documentation regarding his vehicle to resolve this.
But June 4th, you think? June 4th work then?
Yes, definitely, Your Honor. Thank you.
I'll adjourn the matter June 4th, 2025, 9 a.m. Yeah, for sure. So you have a PR on this?
Let me check. I believe so. She did say.
Yeah, I think I've got a PR on this case. I was gonna leave that if you want me to leave it, or do you want?
That would work if it was held as a PR, Your Honor.
Or do you have? I just want to make sure he does.
This
So
actually has a $1,000 cash return.
I did. But that was
That's back in January. I don't have anything else.
that was January, and then I set it at 10%, but then I said to be a PR on January 15th. And
Yes.
apparently nobody changed it. So I'll just do it this way. I'll set it at a PR $1,000 bond on this case.
Thank you, Your
That
Honor.
way, I'll
That-
just,
Yes.
okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hussain. Court does call the cases of the People versus Sarah Gray.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
And that's the one for the people.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Ms. Gray. Your Honor, I have not had contact with Ms. Gray. I did provide her with information. I'm not sure if she's present.
Are all three on?
The bottom one is felony. We don't have.
She's not on Zoom.
I have no explanation for her. If you prefer it, I request them.
Bench warrants will issue for the defendant's failure to appear in these matters. Bond will be set in the amount of $5,000. I'll give a 10% privilege on each case, and each case sale will issue immediately.
What was the bond that was on the
5,010.
on the felony as well?
The felony, actually, I don't think felony already has a warrant.
That's okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls the cases of the People versus Christopher Minor.
That's the one for the people.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Minor. State your name, Mr. Minor, please.
Thank you.
So, Your Honor, we have made a little bit of progress. We were waiting to see what happens with the felonies. He has pled on those felonies to all misdemeanor cases, or all misdemeanor charges. His sentencing is scheduled for June 5th, I believe. I'm sorry.
On the misdemeanor cases? On the
sorry.
felony cases that are now misdemeanors.
The sentencing is scheduled for June 9th. So we're just asking for a date after that to see what he's sentenced to, and hopefully, if, depending on what it is, get some parity with these.
Got it. So June 9th is when his sentencing is on those other ones, right?
Right.
All right. So I'll adjourn these out then to June 18th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Court calls the cases of the People versus Larry. Is it Wikima? Yeah.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Wakima.
You don't have him in Zoom?
Okay, well, I did speak with him, Your Honor. He does have a valid license now. I'm not sure why he's not here. I did provide him with the necessary information. I would request an adjournment on all three cases.
He has a valid. Yeah, he does. So there would be some type of deal on these, correct?
Yes, that's what I'm hoping for.
All right, I'll adjourn it out one time. I'll grant you the adjournment. June 4th, 2025, 9 a.m. on all matters. Figure out what we're. Court does call the case of the people versus Daniel Sims.
Echelon for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with on behalf of Mr. Sims, who is approaching. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Mr. Sims, Daniel Sims, sorry.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have discussed this.
I'm not all the way awake, I'm sorry.
You don't know your name? All right, no, go ahead. You're all right.
At least you said Mr. Sims. I mean, it's still correct.
I didn't repeat her, I'm sorry.
So, Your Honor, I have discussed this matter with my client as well as the people. We are wishing to set this case for final settlement conference at this time.
All right, jury final settlement conference for Mr. Sims will be June 6, 2025. 9 a.m. Jury selection, if necessary, June 9th, 2025 at 8:30. Both of those proceedings are in person.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Go back and get some sleep. Court calls the case of the people versus Dejan Holmes. 3 cases.
Echelon for the people.
Pardon?
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
I don't have.
He was. I didn't hear your first part.
I don't have him having counsel.
Oh, I don't know either. Dejan Holmes, I think because we've issued bench warrants, but I don't even know why these are on. Did he do a warrant recall?
There might have been a warrant.
I don't see the paperwork. All right. Let's go through the motions again. Bond in each of these cases will be set in the amount of 10,000, 10%. Those warrants will issue immediately on all these matters. Court calls the case people versus Jason Williams.
Echelon for the people.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Mr. Williams. Ms. Williams, please state your name for the record.
Jason Williams.
We're here for a pretrial hearing. I also filed a bond motion on behalf of Mr. Williams.
All right.
I would rely for the most part on the written motion. However, I do want to emphasize a few things. I did speak with Mr. Williams, his therapist at his substance abuse treatment center. He did do a number of sessions before being incarcerated, his bond being remanded, including 8 group therapy sessions, 6 individual therapy sessions, and 8 AA sessions. She did indicate due to his positive test, they'd love to see him back, and that they would recommend extending his treatment for an additional 90 days. I also spoke with his employer. They gave him a 30-day leave of absence. He is welcome to go back to his job if and when he is released. And they all
Works
seem
at U-Haul.
at U-Haul, correct, in Novi. They all seem very happy with Mr. Williams' performance, and do want him back. He has been in custody for 28 days as of today. So given that, I'm asking for the court to consider releasing him on a personal bond. We've spoken many times since he's been remanded. I think this is the first time he's ever done any time in jail. He's had a lot of time to think about his choices, and I think he's ready to get back on the wagon, get his life back on track, and take care of what he needs to do. He's willing to provide the court with progress reports of how his treatment is going. I think he'd be willing to wear a scram tether or any increased bond conditions the court may recommend.
Anything from the people?
Now, with a history of non-compliance while on bond, the people would request electronic monitoring of some kind, preferably a straight tether, perhaps just for the interim, to make sure that the defendant is not going to be a lot of bond with this operating while intoxicated offense.
Anything you gotta say, Mr. Williams?
No, sir.
Been an educational experience for you, hasn't it?
Yes, doing these 28 days when I was here, I did learn a lot. I did become better. I had a lot of time to think. I have grown since I've been here. Like at the end of the day, you have to be responsible. You have to obey the law. You have to do what you need to do and be able to just adapt to life and do what you have to do when it's all said and done.
Sorry it took this for it to come to that, but however, we have to learn it, right? I'm gonna set his bond at a $25,000 personal recognizance bond with his previous conditions reinstated. Scram tether prior to release from.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And then how much time did you want me to adjourn this out?
I think June 4th should be sufficient. I just need to have another conversation with Ms. Lundy.
Adjourn it to June 4th, 2025, 9 a.m. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls the cases of the people versus Jermaine Nathan. 3 cases.
On behalf of the township.
And Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Nathan, who is present via Zoom. Sir, can you please state your name for the court?
Jermaine Nathan.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have discussed this matter with my client, all 3 of the cases. There was an offer extended in the township case. Ultimately, we're asking for a 4 to 6 week adjournment in all 3 cases to see if Mr. Nathan can become validly licensed.
Okay. So he's trying to get his license back.
He is. He just needs to check on some things. But yes, Your Honor.
I'll adjourn July 2nd, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Nathan. You're all set.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry. Court calls the case people versus Rick Artuso.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Artuso. You don't. Got it. Go.
Thank you, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Artuso in 2 of the matters, but not on the case ending in 217. I believe that is Mr. Burgess' case, Your Honor.
It is. And do we know, anybody know whether Mr. Burgess is gonna?
I have not had communication with him, Your Honor. No, I cannot speak to that.
Got nothing from him this morning. Okay, well, what were you gonna do on your case?
So we were going to ask for a very brief adjournment so I can confirm the status of my client's license and provide that to the people. I have discussed this matter briefly with them regarding both of the cases I am on. So I'd request a very brief adjournment. He is being held on a felony matter with his next court date being the 29th
of
May.
Of May. Okay. Well, why don't I do this? There must be some mix up because Mr. Burgess is usually here. Have you spoken with him, sir?
No, I have not, Your Honor.
You haven't? Okay. Then there's something.
And Your Honor, Ms. Payne, I believe did alert me as well to the 2 ticket cases. It may be duplicated. So it may be duplicate files. So I need to review those as well. So the 6/4 date, if the court would be so kind, would be one.
Yeah, I will adjourn it to that day. We'll just put it out to June 4th. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Ms. Payne, if you could be so kind as to for your client's sake, let Mr. Burgess know of
Absolutely.
that, okay? So, sir, I'll adjourn this out June 4th, 2025, 9 a.m. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Court does call the case of the people versus Rashad Shafi.
Conrad Solar on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Shafi. State your name for the record, please.
Yeah, he's in jail.
Yes.
Mr. Shafi?
Hello,
Hello. State your name.
Rashad Shafi.
Thank you.
I'm
He's
requesting.
not driving, is he? Stop.
Hey, do you see me?
Like,
Moving. You're a passenger, okay.
Well, Mr. Shafi is maybe on his way to Bear River right now. He's going to Bear.
Where you're heading?
That's exactly where I'm going. I got these gentlemen that picked me up at Bear River or at my house, and we're going.
Okay, everybody's gonna wave now.
I like the view.
All right.
So as part of the plea agreement, if Mr. Shafi completes treatment, this case will be dismissed. So I'm asking, he may be there for a 30-day period or 60-day. As the court knows, there's an assessment that's done. And so I asked maybe go out 30 days, and if he's
Well,
still there.
Yeah, I got you. So I'll go to July 2nd.
Okay.
2025. 9 a.m.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Not a
Appreciate
problem.
you letting me go to treatment.
Not a problem, sir. I appreciate that you had the courage to do it.
Mr. Shafi and I go back 30 years, Your Honor. So,
Really?
I'm familiar with it.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right. His bond will continue. Mr. Jaffe, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you so much.